Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of our entitled Parents. In today's episode, younger cousin and his entitled dad expected me to give him a brand new Apple laptop. Foster parents kicked me out at 18, now they ask me to move back in at 33. Is it normal that my mom still makes me have a bedtime at 21 years old? Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Younger cousin and his entitled dad expected me to give him a brand new Apple laptop. Over the years I noticed that the worst culprit for CB are usually family members. Especially the random ones who are sort of relate to you, but deep down, you don't really know each other all the well. This incident actually occurred quite a long time ago, over 10 years ago, and I have almost forgotten about it until someone reminded me about it last weekend. Way back over 10 years ago, I just got a promotion to a new role and I bought some new tools, including a new Apple MacBook, for work. I was living in London at the time and was in a small flat/apartment, which means space was a premium. So I decided that I should get rid of some stuff in the house. One of those was a PC that was a few years old at the time. Back then, my grandma used to call me up every few days just to chat about stuff. And I mentioned to her about the promotion and the new stuff I bought and the old stuff I am giving away. And, being an old lady whose hobby was basically phone call to the family, she passed this news on to a few relatives. One of my aunt heard the news and told her younger kid. Few days later, my aunt and her kid called me up and said they will take my computer. Great! Come over to my place and collect them. They drove over the next day, and then turned into a long argument with me once they arrived. For some reason, probably due to the fact my grandma doesn't really know about computers and stuff, or my aunt misheard it, or whatever, they thought they were picking up my brand new MacBook instead of the few years old desktop. My aunt, being an adult, was at least understood it must be a miscommunication. My little cousin, though, was throwing a huge tantrum over it, in my house. He kept going on about how crap the spec of the machine is, and how it would be useless to him. And bear in mind, he wasn't like 8 years old at the time. He was 13 years old. Still a kid, I know, but should be at an age of which he should understand that his distance cousin, me, is not gonna randomly give him a brand new computer just for homework. My aunt was trying to just get the computer out of my place and I just wanted to get them and the computer out of my house, and my girlfriend just wanted all the crying. Yep. 13 years old boy crying was quite a scene, noises to stop so she could focus at her work. At the end, they just left, empty-handed of course, since the kid doesn't want the old PC and I wasn't ready to give him my new one. I thought that was that. But then, later that night, my uncle, my cousin's entitled dad, called me up and demanded an explanation of why I back out on a deal, and that was not the way to treat the family, etc., etc. The phone call ended up with me hanging up on him, which led to a lecture from my grandma the next day over the phone, and took me an hour to explain what happened. And that led to a lecture from her to my uncle, which led to more phone calls and agreement. My uncle complained that now his son has no computer to use, and I told him he can still pick up my computer, which is still sitting in my house at the time. I didn't get an answer until 2 days later, and he sent me a list of things he wants me to upgrade to the computer that I am planning to give away, with my own money. Obviously I just ignore them at the time. And good job, my family always has a lot of drama, probably stirred up by my very bored grandma, come to think of it, so very soon everyone was on to the new storyline to follow. And what happened to the computer? I ended up giving it to a neighbor in the same floor of whom I have talked to a few times. They were in a less fortunate position than us, and their 2 teenage children at the time used to use the computers at school and library for their homework. Once my girlfriend found out about that, it was a natural place to send my computer to. At first they refused it, because they couldn't give me money for it. But we were not looking to take any money anyway, because A, it didn't worth all that much anyway, and B, it was much easier to bring the damn thing just across a few doors than anywhere else. They were our neighbor for a few more years before I moved away from the block. I didn't even think of much of what happened it anymore, until recently when I was contacted by the older one of the two children. Apparently he has just graduated from university and just started a job. We talked about a few things and he thanked me again for giving him the computer all those years ago. Apparently it's still being used by their parents at their home. It's funny how things can turn out sometimes. Pretty sure my cousin has still not forgiven me for not giving him a MacBook though. Wow, that is one kind kid to call you back. If I was you, I would, for his birthday, give your cousin the empty box. The glee you would get from it, payback. Don't forget to put a old Nokia without charger in it. This kid deserves to get hit in the face with a shovel. Don't know man, that shovel looking kinda thick if you ask me. Family being family. You should tell grandma that you will be fired from your job if you don't have that exact laptop. And since the kid needs the laptop so much, the rest of the family should all pay equally. Spread the love through grandma. She probably has the next victim in mind. Since he wants a MacBook so much, why don't you buy him a Big Mac and a book, preferable a book to teach him some manners. I mean, you still gave him what he wants, he can't argue with that, uneasy face. Or just don't buy him anything cause he doesn't deserve anything. What a wholesome ending though, I love that. Sometimes just little things like that really does get you a long way. Thank you for that, made me smile, smiley face. If you have the like $20, find a PowerBook and put it inside a MacBook Pro box. It would be a new Mac to him. Foster parents kicked me out at 18, now they ask me to move back in at 33. I wish I was making up this stupid crap. I cannot believe the audacity, or the stupidity of these people. I, 33M, was told to leave by my 18th by my foster parents as I would no longer be profitable past 18, paid fostering scheme by the local council. I slipped out in the small hours of the morning, a month after my 17th. I found my bio parents purely by chance, wasn't looking. Just before my 18th, turned out that I look exactly like my mother, we almost look like twins. She was forced to give me up by her parents after having me at 15, she was not given a choice in the matter. I was reunited with my bio family just after my 18th, and moved in with them at 19. I then spent the next 6 years working 60 hours a week and paying zero rent. My mom refused to take a penny from me until I could put down a deposit for a mortgage on my own place. I dropped $110K up front on a $165K 2-bedroom flat in 2015, and I will be mortgage free before the end of 2024. I have not been in contact with my foster parents since I slipped out in 2007. I never had any intent of keeping in touch as they never once pretended to give a crap about me during my childhood. I do, however, keep in touch with their bio daughter Kelly, 29F, who also doesn't talk to them. She actually had my back during my childhood, and I had hers. Just before Christmas just gone, they got in touch with Kelly and asked her if she talks to me at all, and that they would like to get in touch with me. Kelly told them this was my choice to make and not theirs, and that she would forward a number to me. I picked up an old burner phone and texted back to them. "This is Danny. What do you want?" Them, "Hi, how have you been? We have been worried about you all these years, blah blah blah." Me, "Bullshit, there is something you want from me, don't waste my time with small talk, just get to the point already." Them, "Okay fine, you are right, we have something to ask, we are having trouble paying the mortgage after recent interest rate rises, our repayments have gone up. Would you consider moving back in with us to help us out? We need some extra income for the next 15 years. You can have the bigger room with the ensuite bathroom this time." Me, I have literally 1 year left on my mortgage, and my repayments did not go up. Maybe I'll even look into paying it off early. So no, I will not move in with you. Have you even tried prostitution? Or maybe you could sell drugs? Get an OnlyFans? Another foster child? Them, "There is no need to be rude to us, we are trying to help you here, we are offering you an opportunity. Do you have a job? What do you do for money?" Me, "I am a doctor, and I diagnose you retarded. Dr. Danny hereby prescribes you a nice tall glass of shut the F asterisk CK up, and a pair of helmets to ride the short bus with. Because you must be mentally slow if you want me to believe that you would be helping me by having me pay to live with you. If ever I choose to tolerate your presence in my life again, it will be you paying me for the privilege of my company. Them, oh forget it, just get off if you are going to be like that with us. Me, bye, have a nice day. Them, F asterisk CKU. Me, no thanks. At this point, I just turned off the phone and stuck it back in my forget it drawer. That was December 18th. I had a great Christmas with my bio family and my foster sister, seeing as she spends Christmas with my parents rather than hers. You might think I was being harsh with my foster parents here, especially with the R asterisk tard comment, but I assure you that they were gold medalists at doing the bare minimum as parents. I was fed and clothed, I was given a room and a bed, and I was sent to school. No toys, no birthday or Christmas gifts, no care or love. I was basically just a lodger who got his rent paid by the state. And for them to now try and ask for my help whilst painting it as them helping me? Just no. My bio mother was more of a mother to me in the first day of knowing her than my foster mother was in 17 years. I guess that's what you get when you neglect one child for his entire childhood, and then lose both because of it. Kelly slipped out the back at 17 just like I did, I know, because I was there to pick her up. But it would only be for 15 years. You could rent out your paid-off house so you wouldn't have to work and could spend time with them 24/7. Think about how much fun that would be. That's genius. If Opie didn't have to work, he could be stay-at-home dad to another round of foster kids. I'm surprised your parents didn't try this since your house is almost paid off. Let us move in with you, you owe us and have to give us the keys and we'll take the master bedroom, you can take your guest bedroom, UOWEUS. Angle. I was absolutely expecting this, but maybe they were just too shocked to think of it at the time. I bet if he goes back and checks that burner phone, they will have tried to contact him again. Perfect response to these miserable excuses for people. I can't imagine wanting to quite literally farm children for money. Well done for how amazing you've turned out, and I'm glad your story is a positive with bio family and they've accepted your foster sister too. Your response was perfect. If anything, I tell them you'll charge them. The number of foster parents who view those placed in their care as a cash crop rather than as children is very high, lamentably. Is it normal that my mom still makes me have a bedtime at 21 years old? My mom makes me go to bed at 10 to 11, and if I don't, she takes my laptop away. She already takes my phone away at night. She says it's disrespectful if I'm up while she's sleeping. And she gets mad if I move in my sleep. I can't even go to the bathroom cause I wake her up. I don't understand cause I'm not loud and I just want to quietly do my work or watch my show. I don't feel like an adult and never have. I'm planning to move out soon cause I can't do anything. I tried talking to her, telling her that I'm an adult now and I should be allowed to stay up if I want to, and she says it's her house, so the only option I guess is to move out. I just don't know if this is a normal thing or if most people my age get to stay up and I'm just not in a normal household. It's not normal at all. Move out and don't look back. Rent a place, don't tell her or anyone who would betray your information to her. Pack all your stuff and leave when she's not there. It's absolutely controlling. You decide later if you want to contact her. Great advice, but Redditors seem to forget that it's not always that easy to just up and leave. I stopped giving my kids a set bedtime in their early teens. At college age, I certainly wouldn't dictate a bedtime nor take away any of their belongings. That's ridiculous. I quit going to bed at 10 when I was 10 years old. Yeah, I don't either, but when she does catch me up till this day, she takes all my stuff away from me for days even though I have to go to college the next day. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.